Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Movie Royale. The Marvel Cinematic Universe series has become globally the highest grossing film franchise after releasing a total of 23 blockbuster movies. In 2008, when Iron Man was released, no one could have ever predicted that MCU would turn into what it is today. It's now grossing over $22.55 billion in revenue. However, after the successful three-phase run, the beloved franchise now seems to be losing interest from fans. Here are top 10 reasons why people aren't interested in watching the MCU superhero movies anymore. Number 1. The movies aren't as good as the comics. When comics are made into movies, often the original concepts and fine details have to be sacrificed. Of course, it's hard work turning comics into films. They have 2 to 3 hours to tell the entire story, while comics can take several issues and tell a more in-depth tale. They really let you get into the mind of the character and see the world from their perspective. Also, comic books have a different style of storytelling than movies, which a lot of superhero movies fans prefer. Number 2. They're predictable. When considering visuals, none of the films have their own unique sense of visual style. The Dark World poorly attempts to model itself after the Lord of the Rings trilogy. But in the place of meticulously imagined realms and cultures, we only get small glimpses of unfinished CGI scenes that signify the shift into their dimensions. The fight scenes are just as bad. The CGI effects make up for the lack of imagination and choreography in battles in the MCU, which typically involve people blasting each other off. Number 3. They lack character. The movies are all CGI and special effects, with no substance at all. We're not saying that the effects are poor, it's just they can be a bit too much. It would have been a better idea to spend a little more money and effort on developing the storyline and fixing plot holes, instead of just focusing on what the movies look like. It's a shame that underneath the shiny surface, albeit awkwardly delivered, is a movie with a message. Number 4. MCU fans are bullies. The MCU fans are in a league of their own. They behave like a cult and troll anyone who dares to say anything against their precious movies, including the likes of Jodie Foster, Martin Scorsese, and Jennifer Aniston. They love to troll DC movies while they themselves can't stand any amount of criticism. The behavior is of course quite off-putting and gives the MCU a bad reputation, deterring many from watching the movies at all. Number 5. Bad dialogue. To say that screenwriters Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely have a tough job would be an understatement. Writing as many scripts as they've written is no joke. Tons of words are spoken over the course of the films, but while some dialogues are memorable, others aren't even half as good. The movies feature loads of painfully cheesy dialogue, and sometimes it honestly feels like the script was written by a 13-year-old trying too hard to sound cool. Number 6. There's almost never anything at stake. In a situation when a Marvel hero is given 2 bad choices, they can always kick their way out of it. Black Widow is as resilient as Tony Stark is as resilient as Wolverine. It's not about whether or not the heroes will win, but it's all about the fun in getting there. Funny jokes, absurd situations, and the visuals. No matter who the Avengers are up against, enough punching always does the trick. Number 7. The main characters never die. It's pretty well established by now that if any one of the main character gets killed off in the movies, they will always be brought back later on. Even if the films do kill somebody off, it's seemingly always someone exclusive to that film only, meaning that it doesn't really impact the main storyline, and the result is many fans complaining the movies don't carry enough weight and are just playing it safe. Maybe it's time that Marvel takes on some risky filmmaking and introduces more daring plot twists. Number 8. Captain Marvel Backlash. The backlash to Captain Marvel began even before it came out, with online trolls badly reviewing the film weeks before its release. This had all to do with Brie Larson and her feminism. Trolls commented on Larson being a prominent feminist and how the film was pushing the agenda to the forefront of the MCU and ruining the franchise. Many said they wouldn't even watch the movie. Number 9. They're boring. The superhero movies look more like a family comedy that everyone can go in and enjoy. After all, they're a business and one that has been cleverly utilized to maximize the number of people that go to the theater. The movies are now made in a way that appeals to as many people as possible. They are competently made movies, yet are overwhelmingly average and bland. Number 10. They are overrated. For many viewers, the action sequences and fight scenes make up for the questionable and convenient storylines. However, avid fans of comic book movies are of the opinion that the MCU movies are not really worth the hype. Real fans of the genre who enjoy the gritty and unpredictable nature of filmmakers that aren't afraid to end their films in ways that aren't typical believe that the MCU movies are just not good enough. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.